Curious to know what's going on in the Fort Wayne housing market right now? Well, stick around because in this video, we're going to be talking about just that. Give you a little bit of a market update in Fort Wayne. It is May 2024. Hey guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. It is the original Living in Fort Wayne. So let's get right into it, guys. First of all, I want to make a sad announcement that our mayor, Tom Henry, passed away last month. He was our mayor for 16 years, and he did a lot of good things for our city, brought a lot of development. Overall, I think he will leave a pretty great legacy and lasting impact. So all of Fort Wayne is sad, rightfully so, to hear and learn about his passing, and we will miss him. In Fort Wayne, guys, everybody is kind of just gearing up for spring. It's been incredibly nice out. We had a really rainy April, and I think it's one of the wettest Aprils on record in our city, actually. But now kids are getting ready to be out of school, baseball, sports, and stuff like that, or in full swing. We've got Tin Caps, our baseball team, starting right now. I think they're already in season, and I'm seeing news of like outdoor festivals and concerts, and everything just starts to pick up this time of year, and it's great. Spring is my absolute favorite season. In Fort Wayne, we have 4 real seasons. Definitely spring is my favorite, followed by summer, and then fall, and then winter. So let's talk about what I like talking about best, and that's real estate. First of all, a lot of people might be surprised that our average sale price in Fort Wayne is still on the rise. I think people see the headlines and think like, oh, like the housing market is like hurting or like going down or softening. Softening is probably true. That's good because our homes are appreciating way too quick. But our average sales price right now is $261,000. Average sale price in our market. That's up 7% year to date compared to 2023. We've seen a pretty good appreciation, you guys. Historic appreciation, like a healthy amount of appreciation, is like 2 to 4%. So we're still double that. And as long as home prices continue to rise, our markets and stuff like that are built upon rising prices. We just don't want it to rise so quickly. It was out of control for a little bit. I think at our peak, our home prices were probably going up like 16% a year, which is unsustainable. We gained a lot of value in our homes in the last couple of years. But the downside is that it's been hurting affordability, and people feel it. And there's no doubt that people are frustrated by the lack of affordability in our housing market. And I'm completely empathetic for that because, I feel it too. So home prices are up. They've been going up since 2019. Really, they've been like shooting up. 2020, 2021. We just saw this huge amount of capital being dumped into our economy. And there's all this like cheap money, and people had a need to put it somewhere, so they directed it towards housing, and the supply of housing never really actually even came close to catching up to the demand for it. So going to demand, I want to talk about another number, that is the inventory. So our inventory, you guys, is up. It's up 20% year to date compared to last year. That's incredible because I think a lot of people, when the market was more favorable towards buyers in terms of lower interest rates, it was really hard to buy a house because you couldn't get something under contract. Yeah, you could get like a cheaper mortgage, but it was challenging because you'd have to contend with so many competing offers, and then when you did get it under contract, you were going so far above the listed price, and you were giving so much concessions to sellers that it made it just as painful as if today's current situation is where we have like higher than what we perceive as normal. Even our interest rates are pretty much right on par with what is normal historically over the past like several decades. Our interest rates are like 7%. That's they go up and down just a little bit, but pretty safe to say if you're gonna be watching the next couple weeks or months, it's gonna be about 7%. There's no really hope, you guys, that they'll go down, and really they shouldn't go down until we fix our inflation problem, because that is how they are hedging against inflation, right? Is the higher interest rates. Because if they drop the interest rates, there's just gonna be a massive surge again of people wanting to buy services and goods, and it's gonna blow up the prices of everything. So they say, you know, they're trying to do like a soft landing. I don't know if that's going to happen. But right now, the one thing that I can say is pretty stable. The housing market, economy in general, seems stable. It's not running away, but everything costs so much more money. So, you know, home prices are up, interest rates are up, but inventory is up. So that's something that really got to keep in mind. You know, you got to look at the whole picture. You guys, it's been at 7% since like, what was it, October 2022? That's when in 2022 we saw like, I think it was the first time in history, I could be wrong, but where like interest rates doubled in the same calendar year. So they're like in the threes or the fours in like January, February 2022, and then towards the end, towards like September and October, they went to like 7 or 8. So like that was shocking to people, and rightfully so. So, you know, we've had a good amount of 18 months or whatever that number is. We've had some time to adjust to it. Really, the interest rates haven't changed. The biggest changes we've seen is just an increase in inventory, which is like your options as a home buyer, and we've seen an increase in prices. You know, for somebody that's looking to buy a house, they do have to factor the interest rate into the decision, because it does affect affordability, but then dictates the price in which you can buy a house in, right? I think that should be celebrated though. The fact that we have more inventory, it's just makes it better to be a buyer out there. So closed sales are up. So in March, you guys, we had 10% more closed sales in March 2024 compared to March 2023. That's a lot. And in March 2023, we had like 18% drop from 2022. So 2023 was a tough year, simply because it was a shifting time, directly because of the interest rates. So people, I believe though, have just got used to it now, and I'm not sure that they will ever go down soon, the interest rates. Just, you know, if you want to be safe, I would probably just say it's safe to make your decisions in the next coming months and maybe year or so, based upon interest rates being at 7%. Let's talk about months supply of inventory, because this ultimately affects buyers and sellers in a big way. So the month supply of inventory is a measure of how long it would take for the market to buy up all the existing or available inventory if no new houses were put on the market, right? They say a healthy, stable month supply of inventory is 6 months. That's a balanced market. And we haven't seen that in years, probably since 2016-ish, 15, 14, somewhere around there. Okay, I'm not an expert. Oh, I should be saying I'm an expert, but I'm not. But right now we have a 1.4 months supply of inventory. That's really low, you guys, and it's still an extreme seller's market. It really is. It's just not like so red hot where basically any house would sell just like that. Now houses need to be a little bit more compelling. What that means is like the price has to be right. Houses that are overpriced don't sell right away, and they will sit on the market. They absolutely will, even if it's a really nice house. But the houses that are nice, they're in good or great condition, they're marketed well, and they are priced at or slightly below the market value, we're seeing multiple offers on those, at least multiple people who are interested in that. That does kind of create some urgency in the marketplace. So whenever I talk to a buyer and they are wanting to know kind of like a strategy on like how to make the best offer on a house, the one thing I do look at is days on market. I think days on market really impacts the seller's decision on where they land on negotiations on their house, on their home price. So when a seller puts the house on the market, they're typically really confident, no matter the price. You know, they're expecting to get activity, showings, and then offers on a house. And as the days go on, if the house goes unsold, then they start questioning the price. So if you are looking at houses and they're already out of your price range, and every single one you look at is brand new to the market, or, you know, like at least 5 days or less on the market, it's gonna be hard to get a serious reduction in those houses. Typically they will sell. However, the ones that have been on the market for a few weeks, that's when a seller is probably most inclined or more inclined to accept an offer less than what they're asking for. Another thing that we're seeing a lot is sellers are conceding more to buyers. What that means is they are paying buyer closing costs, they're doing home warranties, they're coming down on the price more than we ever have. So really, it is a very favorable market to be a buyer in. I truly mean this. It is a good window of opportunity for a home buyer right now, because there's a lot of inventory to choose. There's a lot more inventory to choose from, and there's this segment of the market that aren't in the market, segment of people that aren't in the market that maybe own a home, or they're on a month-to-month rental, and they're waiting for the interest rates to go down. And once the interest rates go down, then they say, yeah, we'll go move, we'll buy a house. Well, my concern is like when those interest rates do, if and when they do go down, like there's gonna be a whole just surge of people into the market, then gonna drive the price up. So if you are somebody that's considering moving, buying a house right now, you might look back at this time like, man, that either was a good time, I'm glad I did it, or I regret not doing it, and I regret waiting, because what you might find out, I believe, is like probably not much is going to change in terms of the interest rates. Maybe the inventory will be about the same, but the home prices will be higher. And if you wait a year from now, it's probably going to be 5, 7, maybe 10%, probably not, probably 5 to 7% higher now. So that's going to cost you more. You just got to figure that in. So what I kind of sounds kind of cliche, but you're kind of like locking in the price now, and the interest rate, you can always change that by refinancing. So guys, I hope that mini market update was helpful for you. If you are thinking about moving into Fort Wayne, or you already live in the area and you need to move, reach out to your friends at Anthony Realtors. We love to help, and I hope to hear from you soon.